Welcome back, Exterminators and Onlookers, to Mission 12 of the Exterminator series. This is Katogenesis. We've skipped ahead to May 17th, after some missions with stand-in characters and research completed. Among that research, laser weapons. The question being answered at the end of this episode is by Curtis Gallet. This will be more of a summary than a full episode. So without further ado, let's learn about the EXALT faction.
Commander, our intelligence sources indicate that a previously unknown organization is attempting to undermine XCOM field operations. We believe this group harbors some misguided sympathies for the invaders and is intent on acquiring alien technology and artifacts critical to your efforts. Early reports indicate this organization calls itself EXALT. We trust you will isolate the source of this new threat and eliminate it.
Commander, the Council has provided some additional resources to help us deal with these traitors. We can begin scanning for additional EXALT Cell locations and launch covert operations to disrupt their activity via the Situation Room.
Pretty exciting, right? So here's the summary on how the mission went down. Our covert operative, an unnamed rookie, was put to the task of gaining intel from the EXALT Cell in Russia. After a few days, it was time to pick up the operative. The squad consisted of 2 of our veterans, Shupert and Mooinator 3000, as well as 3 new recruits that requested to join the squad. That would be Mag, a support unit, Samurai Rabbit, another support unit, and the Baws, yet another support unit. Looking back, this wasn't the best squad structure for this mission, as I quickly found out, and so will you. I came in a little overconfident in how the EXALT would act. The mission objective between ourselves and the EXALT was to capture an encoder that our operative was gaining intel from. As soon as we began to lock down the room, it was expected that some EXALT units would be alerted. That was an understatement, as we had 3 more cycles of spawns to go through, and we could not efficiently defeat the enemies there at the start. The battle then became one-sided rather quickly. First to go down, sadly, was Mag. We tried clearing up the EXALT to no avail, and Mag was at least stabilized. As EXALT continued pouring in, I began to realize that even though we controlled the encoder, the squad was easily flanked from all directions. I desperately tried to get the operative to the communication nodes around the map, to at least give us a couple free turns, but I made it to one of them before the operative was cut off, and our team was surrounded the rest of the way. Mooinator 3000 was the second unit to be gunned down by 2 EXALT heavies in Overwatch. It had completely slipped my mind that higher ground was in this room, which would have been useful quite a few turns prior. I moved our remaining forces upstairs to have our last stand, while the operative finally made it to the second node. Shupert and Samurai Rabbit defended themselves valiantly against the heavies below. That is, up until the first heavy fired a rocket straight up, and the second finished what had been started. Seeing 2 units go down in the same turn, the boss became enraged and fired wildly at the EXALT unit below. You all can guess how the rest of the mission went from here. But in this encounter, I learned several things. The EXALT are not as predictable as I had thought. Only 2 of them had actually tried to capture the encoder. The rest fired back. By the time the operative was the only one left, I pretty much forced her to sacrifice herself, because there's only so much you can do with a laser pistol. Finishing off over 8 EXALT units is not one of those things. This mission in its entirety can be labeled as an epic fail. With this heavy of losses, I've come up with a different idea on how to work the mech troopers. Do you believe in reincarnation? That's something to be seen at a later time. Since progress is still going strong at HQ, this is just another hurdle to gain wisdom from. Note to self, 3 squatty support units up against EXALT, not the best plan. And now we move on to the question of this round by Curtis Gallet, asking me if I have a Twitch account. Short answer would be no. Long answer is, if I had a more reliable internet service out where I live, I would consider it more. But being I am about as rural as it gets, it would prove to be more frustrating than anything, for both the viewers and myself. So for now, no. At a later time, maybe. Thank you for the question, and let me assure you that the next mission will go quite a bit more smoothly, as in no losses. I hope to see you Exterminators and Onlookers there. Thanks for watching.